Hey there fellow Planeswalkers, it's Steve for Collector Mania, and we're continuing on with our Dominaria Commander Deck Tech series. Today we're going to take a look at Whisper Blood Liturgist, or Liturgist, I think that's how you say that. So it's a 3 colorless and a black human cleric 2/2 that has tap, sacrifice 2 creatures, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, right away a lot of people kind of just swept this under the rug. I don't think a lot of people care for this card, but honestly to me this is amazing. I love effects like this and being able to have it on my commander. Obviously I know that there are other things out there like Shieldred that just work better for recursion, or even like Marin or something like that, but this card to me is exactly what I've been looking for a very long time. It's very unassuming. I mean, Planeswalkers. Commanders like that for me are actually really cool because they fly under the radar on a lot of games, so a lot of people aren't just going to automatically target you. But I think where the power really lies in this is that you can start really just turning your graveyard, and then putting it on the battlefield, and then just causing a havoc. I mean, think about this card with Gary. Like, you can just keep recurring it. You just have a sack outlet. I mean, she is the sack outlet and the way to untap her, and it's just absolutely amazing. So anyway, I know that I probably am alone on this one, but I'm excited to try it out. I think this is a great card for new players to try out as well. So like if you're looking to build a mono black deck and you kind of want to just, try the format out and maybe dirtle around a little bit, I think this is the commander for you, especially depending on how you build the deck. So with that, let's break into the deck here. So of course we've got a Blood Artist. We're going to be stacking and turning things all the time, so we want a way to ping our opponents and gain us a little bit of life. Bloodghast, a great creature to constantly recur. I mean, all we got to do is play a land and this guy comes right back to be sacrificed to Whisper again. Got another trader, kind of the same thing here. You just if one of your creatures dies, essentially you just get to pay 1 black, bring this guy back, and then sack it all over again. Reassembling Skeletons, similar thing here. You just pay 2, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped, so then you can sacrifice it. Zulaport Cutthroat, so very similar to the Blood Artist, except for it only works on our creatures. We've got Bantu the Glorified, which is essentially the prototype for this deck. I've had a Bantu 1v1 for a long time, and I've been playing it with pretty much all the aforementioned cards that we just looked at. And I think this works great into the strategy, just having another sack outlet, plus a crazy 4/6 menace, indestructible legendary creature is also amazing as well. I've got a Burnished Heart, some mana ramp. Geralf's Messenger, I try to look for quite a few like Undying / Persist, creatures that just come back on their own. This guy's one of the best. I mean, being able to dome your opponent for 2 is also great too. I've got a Grim Haruspex. So a great card draw engine. Do be careful with this card, you can mill yourself out. I've actually been milled out myself when somebody went to do a board wipe and killed all my creatures, and yeah, I drew myself out. So just be a little bit careful, but early game it's amazing. Then I've got a Liliana Heretical Healer. So a colorless and 2 black legendary creature, human cleric, 2/3 with lifelink. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, exile Liliana, Heretical Healer, then return her to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie. So, just a powerhouse. I mean, this card's great, especially if you look at the other side here. So, Liliana, Defiant Necromancer, +2 each player discards a card, which we want to do. We just discard one of the things we want to recur. Then -X, return target non-legendary creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield, so recursion, and then -8, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. So, just a bonkers planeswalker, it's great. I've got an Ophiomancer, a great way to make little tokens that we can sacrifice to Whisper. Pawn of Ulamog. Yahini. Corpse Augur, great way to draw cards. Cryptghast, double up our mana, plus Extort is really good as well. I've got Erebos, God of the Dead. So I've seen this card stymie so many people. I mean, you just throw it out there. Usually people can't deal with it, and then they have to try and figure out how their life gain strategy is going to work without life gain. So yeah, really powerful. Plus great card draw engine, I should mention that. Then we've got Gonti, Lord of Luxury. So 2 colors, 2 black. This guy basically enters, you exile the top 4 cards of target player's library. You get to look at one, pick one, put it aside in an exiled zone, put the other ones on the bottom of the library, then you can cast that spell for the rest of the game using any type of mana, so it's really, really good. I've got Kalitas. This is a really fun piece to work with this deck, especially since we're running quite a few Edict effects, so you just have them sacrifice a creature, you get a 2/2 zombie, and then yeah, it just works great. Sifter of Skulls, Solemn Simulacrum, Vindictive Lich, an interesting card in here. I mean, essentially you're going to hit one of your opponents with each of those, so that's really good. Bloodgift Demon, card draw. Corpse Connoisseur. Endrick Tsar, so this is a oldie but a goodie. I've played against this card quite a bit, you know, in the command zone, and it's actually really cool. You know, you cast, I don't know, like Gary, then you get 5 tokens, and then you get tokens to sacrifice to Whisper. I mean, it just works out well. Gulkar Gissa, so this card has spiked tremendously, you know, in price. So, you know, lately, like I keep looking at it like, what the heck, how'd this happen? But it's only been printed in one set, and it's actually really good. I mean, sacrificing a creature and making 2/2 zombies equal to their power is actually really powerful. They've got Gary, of course. This is basically one of our win conditions. I mean, if you play this enough times or recur it enough times, you can basically just get everybody out of the game by sucking up all their life. They've got an Ogre Slumlord. So this is a card that I haven't actually played with a whole lot, but I'm looking more and more forward to it. I keep picking it up for decks because it actually works really well. If you think about it, each non-token creature that dies, you get a 1/1 black rat that has Death Touch, so for our commander, that's perfect. We want to sacrifice those rats and get other things back. Puppeteer Click. It's a DC on Dead Vizier, so a little bit of tutor. Grave Titan. Kakusho, one of our best sack targets. Machias the Unhallowed, so we get this guy on the board with our commander, and then all of a sudden things just go really crazy. Overseer of the Damned, another way to make 2/2 tokens. Sepulchral Primordial, great recursion target. I love hitting this thing and then sacking it and then hitting again. That's really my dream. Just being able to bring back essentially 6 creatures from your opponents, that's really, really powerful. Shieldred. And then a new card, we've got Togar Famine Incarnate. So 6 color, 2 black, legendary creature avatar. As additional cost to cast the spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. The spell costs 2 colorless less to cast for each creature sacrificed this way. So pretty cool with our strategy since we're going to be running so many tokens to sacrifice. Then when he enters the battlefield, essentially one of your player's life total goes to half their starting life total. So we can use this one of 2 ways. We can either use this to bring somebody down to 20, or we can use this to bring our life total up to 20. So say we're really low and we just want to like survive, we can actually just play this card and it can be a benefit for us. So really interesting card. I don't really think it makes it there as a commander on its own. I think it's better in the deck, and we're definitely going to try it out here. I think we're going to break into our artifacts here. So we've got Elixir of Mortality, Skull Clamp, Soul Ring, Jet Medallion. I wish I would have held on to my copies of this card. I mean, the new artwork from the Commander product is just amazing. I don't know why I traded all of them away, but I did. I'm currently actually looking to get them all back. Mind Stone, Swift Foot Boots, Thought Vessel, Commander Sphere, 1,000-year Elixir, so a good way to untap our commander and use the ability again. Plus, her ability essentially has haste when this is on the battlefield. Hedron Archive, Whip of Erebos. We're breaking into our enchantments here. We've got a Bitter Blossom, so a great way to make a bunch of tokens. Phyrexian Arena, card draw. Grave Pact, one of our 2 edict effects that are really, really powerful. We want this on the battlefield with our commander. Dictator of Erebos, the other one. Then Liliana, Death's Majesty. So this is actually one of my favorite versions of Liliana so far. I mean, on the front side, you get to create a 2/2 black zombie and then put 2 cards from the top of your library in your graveyard, which is really good. -3, you get to recur a creature, and then -7, destroy all non-zombie creatures. So just really powerful overall. Now we're breaking into our instance here. We've got an Entomb, so a great way to put one of our big targets into the graveyard to recur with Whisper. Hero's Downfall, wonderful removal. Sudden Spoiling, this is essentially the mono-black version of Cyclonic Rift. Vraska's Contempt, this is probably one of the best instant speed mono-black removal spells that's been printed in a long time. Unfortunately, because of that, it's really pricey, so I'm going to have to try and get a hold of this. Buried Alive, Victimize, Damnation, good board wipe. Another new card, Yawgmoth's Vile Offering, so 4 colors and a black. Legendary sorcery. Put up to 1 target creature or planeswalker from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Exile Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. So, really great for just a recursion spell and a removal spell. Yeah, it's at sorcery speed, but really the power of this card is just that good that we just want to run it. I've got a Dread Return, Decree of Pain, And then we're breaking into our lands here. We've got a Barren Moor, so a cycle land, Bajuka Bog, Cabal Coffers, another new card, Cabal Stronghold. Absolutely ridiculous. I love being able to not necessarily double up on the Cabal Coffers, but similar type effect. We run actually quite a few basics in here, so this will work great for us. Command Beacon, Crypt of Agadim, Ghost Quarter, Myriad Landscape, Memorial of the Folly. So this is a memorial to the Folly. This is another new card from Dominaria. I actually really love this cycle. Me and Kylie were talking about it the other day. It's really, really good. I love spell lands, essentially. Like, lands that do something other than just tap for mana are just absolutely insane. Nykthos, Urborg, of course, Westvale Abbey, and then of course Ormondal, what Westvale Abbey turns into. And then I believe it's 24 swamps. So anyway, with that, that is the deck tech for our Whisper Blood Liturgist. Like I said, I'm super pumped about this card. I know this might be just me getting too excited over something that's maybe not even that great, but I'm pumped to play it. And like I said, I highly recommend this for new players. I think it's gonna be great. You know, just building a deck. You can actually build a pretty budget version of this and just have a ton of fun with it. With that, I hope you guys are still enjoying these Commander deck decks. We have a ton of them to do. I believe we counted them up and divvied them out. I think me and Eric each have like 16 to 17 commanders to do at this point, and then I think Kylie's going to help out a little bit as well. So anyway, look forward to those, and we will see you next time.